Do you feel freaking tired all the time and you don't know why? Do you want to know how you can feel more energetic and preserve your energy throughout the day? If so, then this video is for you because I am going to be covering topics such as where the hell is all your energy going? Why are you still depleted after you've gotten 8 hours of sleep? And action steps, what you can do about it so that you feel like a more energetic person. How much energy we have during the day goes far beyond sleep and nutrition. I am a health coach, so don't get me wrong. Those things are incredibly important, and obviously you need to be taking care of those things. But there are times when we get a lot of sleep and we still feel really tired. And most people are not paying attention to where their energy goes. And so we lose energy, I think, in two ways. The first one is it's like we do little things throughout the day where we have to exert our energy and we're not conscientious of it. So what happens is we're like a plastic bag, like a leaky plastic bag with a hole in it. And then our energy is just trickling out throughout the day and we're not paying attention. And then we feel tired. Or you're surrounded by someone or something that is just literally sucking the life out of you, sucking the energy out of you. And whatever it is, when you leave that situation, you're like, I am spent. So one of the first things that you can do to cultivate more energy in your life and start feeling like a more vibrant, alive person, the person that you want to be, is to build awareness as to what you're spending your energy on. Honestly, awareness is arguably the most important step because awareness is the gateway to change. Once you are aware of what you're doing wrong, then you have a catalyst for doing things differently. So I'm going to be pointing out a couple of things that might be draining you of your energy and making you feel tired that you are not aware of. We'll start there. Okay, so one of the more obvious things is people who suck. And you probably know who I'm talking about. They complain a lot. They're really negative, Debbie Downers. They're, helpless. These people are sucking the life out of you. Maybe it's your mother who's nagging you all the time. And then there's also environment. This is a big one because I think a lot of people are more, I would say, sensitive than they are aware of. And sensitive is not a bad thing. It means you have, heightened sensory capabilities, which is a good thing for survival. But if you are in an environment that is really loud and there's flashing lights and, everything needs your attention, your brain is just firing on all cylinders and it's hard for you to keep up, right? So pay attention to the people and the places that are sucking the life out of you. Those are obvious ones. So now I'm going to go over some things that are a little less obvious, okay? Here's a big one. Decision making takes a lot of energy. And if you are someone who is indecisive like I am, it really can deplete you. And I'm going to give you an example because I have talked to people who I know can relate to this. For some people, it's really hard to leave the house. You would think that leaving the house would be a really easy thing to do, but they procrastinate and it takes forever. And one of the reasons that happens is because when you're leaving the house in the morning, that's when you have to make the most decisions. You have to think about what to wear. Maybe you're packing a lunch, all the things that you need to bring throughout the day. And also you're probably on some sort of deadline because you have to be somewhere. And that makes it not only difficult to leave the house, but a lot of people feel tired by the time they've stepped out the door. And then when they get to work or school by the end of their commute, they're already tired and they haven't even started their day. Does that at all sound familiar? And I think that's the process of decision making, which is another reason why shopping for some people is so exhausting. Even shopping online, Jesus, you're scrolling through Amazon or whatever, and there's a billion different options for socks, and having the sensory overload and all the choices is another way that we are inundated with information and get really, really tired. Here's another big one. Social media can literally suck the life out of you in 5 minutes. Oftentimes we take social media breaks throughout the day because we want to rest. Maybe we're procrastinating, we're in the middle of a work day, we're on our lunch break, whatever it is, we want to be entertained, we jump on Facebook, and actually the effect is totally ass backwards. We're looking for a reprieve from our day, but what's happening is that, again, the sensory overload or the information or the thoughts that are triggered in our heads as we go through people's profiles, that can be incredibly draining. Okay, so here's another one that I want you to be paying attention to, and that is watching television. So don't get me wrong, I love to Netflix and chill. I'm not telling you to not watch your favorite television shows, but I think television is something that's more for resting and relaxing. It's not going to energize you. Be paying attention to the fact of, is watching television actually energize you or does it numb you? For a lot of us, we watch TV when we want to feel numbed. It's probably not the best go-to when you want to have more energy in your life. Just saying. The next group of topics kind of falls under what I like to call our emotional state of mind. Things like worrying, overthinking, multitasking, people pleasing, not being able to say no to somebody. What was the other one? Oh, perfectionism, right? When you keep trying to do something over and over and over again and you want to get it just right, but you kind of realize in the end that all of your extra work probably didn't make that much of a difference anyway. Like that kind of behavior. These things are all examples of when you're at odds with yourself, basically. And whenever you're at odds with yourself, you're gonna feel tired because you're not really flowing. You're not vibing well. You're constantly in conflict. However, there are things that we can do to preserve our energy. Building awareness around what's making you tired will make it so much easier for you to protect your energy throughout the day. But how do we build awareness into our life? This is what you can do to actually become more aware of when you're feeling tired. All you really have to do is have certain stop gaps in your day for you to check in with yourself and be like, hey, am I tired? Hey, am I tired? Hey, am I tired? Or am I energetic? One action step you can take is to literally set an alarm on your phone. And I would recommend these 3 times. So the first one might be in the morning, like when you're first leaving the house, maybe on your commute or something. The second alarm would be kind of in the afternoon, I would say around 6 or a little like before dinner time or right before you're about to leave work or class or whatever. Then you'll have had the whole day to sort of assess, how you feel. And then another one is in the evening before you go to bed. And the question you want to ask yourself on your, when you make a note in your phone is, what drained me of energy today? When did I feel tired? Do I feel tired right now? Or do I feel energetic? Why or why not? What do I think? What sucked today? What sucked the life out of me? What did I really not enjoy? What was overwhelming? Literally take notes, of what's working and what's not working. And if you do that for like a week straight, you're going to realize, oh my God, I had no idea that this person was sucking the life out of me. Or I had no idea that writing emails at this time of the day was going to be so exhausting. You will build awareness that way. And that is an incredibly useful first step. All right, tip number 2 for cultivating more energy. So in order to know what drains us of energy, it's super helpful to know what gives us energy. So if we have a point of reference to what makes us alive, then it's a lot easier to know what it is that we want to feel like. And it's also a lot easier to pinpoint, when something is just like feeling gross and off. So step number 2 is write a list of all the things that give you energy. And let's see, I have a list here of like certain examples. So listening to music, for me, it's probably going to be like the Misfits or the Clash or Drake or something like that. Stuff like that gets me feeling up and good. When I talk to certain people who are really fun and funny, they just have like, those people who you're always like, oh, I love your energy. Those people, they lift you up. Going for a walk. Stretching, foam rolling for me, which I'm obsessed with. Listening to like really good podcasts, like the ones that inspire me and leave me feeling really good all the time. dancing around in my room, being in nature, meditating, breathing, exercise, cold showers. When you have something really exciting that you're looking forward to, even if that's just like your afternoon cup of tea, like I think they're kind of obvious. I think in some ways we all kind of know what makes us feel good, but the trick here is that we need to be really deliberate about it. If we realize that social media is sucking the life out of us, instead of doing that in the middle of the day when you're taking a break, maybe what you need to be doing is taking a walk and drinking a really nice cup of tea or some juice that you love or whatever it is that's your thing. It's like little things like that that can really help you preserve your energy throughout the day, believe it or not. And, makes you feel better about life. Tip number 3. This is what people call blocking, which means that, we all have to write long emails. We all have to be on social media. We all have to do that stuff. But there's a time and a place for it. So if you're going to go on social media, see if you can do it all at the same time. Like pick a time that's where you don't need to have a lot of energy. Maybe at the end of the day where you go through your Twitter and your Instagram and your Facebook and you do it all at once. So that you get all the information that you need, but you do it in like these strategic times and you do it in blocks. That can be the same thing with like having to talk to someone that you really don't want to talk to. Maybe again, it's like your mother or a very needy friend. Do that at specific times of the day. Block the things that are sucking your energy out into specific times of day and do things strategically. Tip number 4, and this is one that I talked about earlier, being indecisive and making decisions. We have to make so many decisions throughout the day. So why not make it easier on ourselves, especially if it comes to like leaving the house in the morning. What you can do is to plan preemptively so you can reduce the number of decisions that you need to make. For instance, a lot of us who enjoy food, i.e. me, what we do is we think about food all the time. What am I going to eat for dinner? What am I going to eat for lunch? That's why meal planning is so helpful and so important. You spend one day doing that, going to the grocery store, writing out your menu, picking out recipes, or if you don't cook, then at least know where you're going to go shop. Have it planned out. It saves you so much time, so much energy. You don't have to overthink it. The decision's already made for you. Like simple things. People are always saying that you should prepare for the next day the night before. And I could not agree more. So like pick out your outfit the night before. Know where your big to-dos are the next day, right? Pack your bag the night before. Oh, here's something that I remember that kind of helped me a lot. For a while I was going to the gym and I didn't know what workouts I needed to do, and then I would spend all this time planning and thinking, and not only was it inefficient, but I would be kind of tired. By the time I was already supposed to be working out. Know your routine. Again, spend a week, plan on Sunday, plan that out. Just write down what it is that you want to be working on. Have a strategy, download an app, whatever it is that you can do to make it so you can make less decisions will give you more energy. Okay, so moral of the story. 1, pay attention to where your energy is going. Most of us do not do this, and then that is why we let it trickle out of our bodies throughout the day and why we feel super spent when it comes to doing things that we want to do. Pay attention and, guard your energy. You can take your power back just by knowing what it is that you are excessively spending energy on. The next thing is be clear about what really gives you energy and what takes away energy. So make sure to pay attention to tricky things like social media and TV and shopping, like things that we think will uplift us, but actually leave us feeling just like super blah, right? Okay, and then the last thing is when you know what gives you energy and what doesn't, make sure that you are replacing energy-sucking things with energy-giving things that make you feel awesome and make you feel alive and make you feel inspired. It is possible to feel more energetic this way. It is possible to live a fully energetic life, and awareness and deliberate action can change that. Okay, so now it is your turn. In the comments below, I want you to list a couple of things that you realize have been draining you of energy and things that you can do that can give you more energy. And if you can share some nuggets of wisdom, I think other people could really benefit from that too. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would super appreciate that. And that's all for me today. Take care, and I'll see you soon.